So my name is Dr. Mrs. Michelle Maangi. I said it right this time.
I am Mr. I'm Mr. Samuel Maangi, the husband to this beautiful doctor here.
I'm not a human medic. I'm actually a veterinary surgeon. Yes. I've specialized in cats and dogs, so kitaka surgery, it's me. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty much into the communication space, things to the digital strategy, consultancy. That's my thing.
We have been married for a good 13 months. Beautiful.
Good 13 months.
Yes.
And you still push.
Yes, kabisa. Hey, good question, how we met. So, I was in campus. I studied at Egerton University. So, while I was in campus, he was already working at Hope Channel Kenya. Hope Channel Kenya is like an Adventist channel. It's more like an SDA channel. Yeah. So, he used to work under production, and he also had his own show. It was called The Identity, where he would feature young people, talk about youth affairs, vitu kama hizo. So, I never knew about his show. I was not conversant with it. My mom used to watch his show. So I was not watching his show. My mom used, mamangu alikuwa anapenda uchat. Yani alikuwa tunashinda kwa hiyo channel. So one of these days I've come from campus and his show used to air on Saturdays. So my mom is watching and then she calls me. She's like, there's a friend of mine who was on the show. So she called me. She was like, ona nani yako kwa hii kipindi? By the kipindi inakuanga poa, so tukaanza kuwatch. So tukaanza kuwatch. Nikaona huyu mtu.
Mtu maridadi.
Good looking. Of course I didn't say it to my mom. African parents, wewe ningeambiwa kwanza soma. So in my heart I was like, oh, it's good looking and the show looks nice and everything. But then I brushed it off. So, like I think 1 year later, a friend of ours, a mutual friend, invited me to Nakuru Girls. She was an alumni and they had an alumni suburb. So, tukaenda, nilikuwa kwanza nilifika kama nimechelewa. So, kufika, who is the one who is leading? Him. It was now in Nakuru. So, I see him, hadi naambia beshte yangu mwenye tumekuja na si ule ni Sami Maangi. Because he knew, like, I had seen this guy, I had actually liked him. So my friend is like, hey, si uende umuongeleshe, nini. And me in my head, I'm like, hey, kiburi, nijikute, umuongelesha. See, can never be me. So, the whole day, hadi, I think kwa line ya food, beshte yangu hadi alinisikuma nisimame nyuma yake tukiserve food. Aliniongelesha na yeye. Alinilenga, hata kuniongelesha. So, the whole day, we never talked with him, the whole day. So when you fika jioni watu wa Nairobi wanafaa kurudi, they started taking photos. So he was the one who was holding like the camera, wanapiga selfie. Mimi nikasema nitajituma, nitaenda nisimame kwa hiyo picha. Nikaenda nikajiweka hapo kwa hiyo picha when he was taking the selfie. So he took the selfie. Yeah,
at its best.
Yeah. But we still never talked. So we left. When we talked, I used to lead a group in my campus church. So I wanted him to come and speak on the Sabbath here, whatever I was leading. So I texted him on Instagram again because I didn't have his number. Hakunijibu, reason being ni celeb wa MSDA anapatanga text 1 million, so hata hizijibu yangu. So benye alini blue tick nikajiambia huyu kijana akona kiburi juu akona kwa TV. So I cancelled him in my life. I was like, this guy is so full of himself, akona kiburi, anaona juu ako kwa TV, so I never talked with him. Na nikasahau sasa mambo yake hivyo kabisa. That was in 2018. Came 2020, COVID was a good year for us. So he was working from home and then he had a friend over. So wakiwa hiyo time unajua bado mko idol, akaanza go through his Facebook photos. You remember that photo yenye nilijituma? Akabump into that picture. So he was like, I know everyone in this photo except this girl. And then what did you do?
Well, yes, I bumped into that photo. So here's the thing, backstory. So me and my friend had been single for a while, single for a good while, and like tulikuwa tuna push each other, yo, you need to be in the game. Yeah, it's bana. This is a moment that you should link up. Like, okay, now I'm trying to look at my list of friends. I'm like, good, but not for me. Not for me. So now came that day that we were just going through Facebook, and I saw that one. I'm like, hey, who is this girl here? Because from the photo, she looked pretty small. I think you'll show that photo. She looked pretty small. Like, who's this girl? And I knew that she was a friend. So I took the liberty to go through my list of 4,000 friends just to look for this one girl. So I went through nikachoka. And considering my friend was just like, you know what? Nisaidie kutafuta. Akatafuta, akachoka. Nikarudi nikatafuta. I got tired. And I was like, there's no need to.
He gave up.
Then,
Lakini Mungu ni nani?
footnote, I gave up.
Mungu ni
Wow.
nani?
So anyway, my friend.
Alichounganisha.
So anyway, my friend finally got her account, and there she was. The kutoka hapo,
So it affected me.
as they say, nili slide kwa DM, and from there we
Lakini pia mimi nikakuwa na kiburi.
Kiburi.
Nilikuwa na mlutika na text leo na tribu after 2 days. Yeah, it was payback time. Yeah. Though he claims that walio in Nakuru girls, he also noticed me.
which
That's
I did.
what he claimed.
Which I did.
I'm
which
not
I did.
sure.
Babe, I did. Let me ask you. No, so here's the thing. During that day, I was holding an afternoon panel discussion where I brought people on a panel and I was the one who's moderating the whole session. And in the wake of just asking the guys who came from outside, I spotted, I was like, let me get this girl, come here. And she was like, okay. Now, for me, I realized that I was drawn to her because of how well she put her opinions, how well she presented herself, and what I was like, yes, this is a good one. This is a beautiful one, you know? And she was pretty, and how she articulated her points, I was like, yes. Yeah, so that's how we met.
So moral of the story, piga picha. Hiyo picha itakuokoa.
Moral of the story, hata kiko blue tick. Si kiburi, you never know what that guy is going through.
Yeah, so that's basically how we met.
Yeah. So we started dating in a very weird season. She said COVID. Yes, we started dating during COVID. And during that time, it was, okay, the first 1 month, it was pretty much, no, the first 2 weeks, it was back and forth on Facebook. I'm text Leo and najisikia sukari. I see she read it, but she'll reply the next day. I mean, playing hard to get. But nilijua wewe, I knew. So, there was that bit of back and forth until after around 2 weeks, she agreed to give me her number. So, for us, our first quarter, the first quarter, I think, of dating was pretty much online.
Because you are not like officially asking like, can you be my girlfriend? So it was ile tu ya kujuana, kukatiana. So basically we were just doing it online.
Hey, our first date was beautiful. In ile part, babe, nataka kuflex by all means. I took this girl first day to
Picnic date.
Picnic date.
Yeah.
First day, first date. Baby girl, kumbe ajaenda picnic date.
Sasa nani alikuwa nipeleke? Alikuwa na date madogo.
Ex wako alikuwa anafanya. Ai. My lord.
Alikuwa anajua picnic ni nini.
So yeah, anyway. Long story short, she got what she could. Actually, babe.
No, you told me what to get.
Yes, I told her what to get for the picnic date. I didn't realize who you. I had to. Then we met and I took her to Lord Egerton Castle.
Yes, Lord Egerton
That's where we
Castle.
had our first picnic date. And it went so beautiful. Hiyo siku. Like, ushatemana mtu nye, it's like, I was awed to see her have butterflies just running. I was like, ish, it's going to be a good day.
Still, I was not the girlfriend.
Yes.
Still, I was not the first date.
I was busy pursuing, but nilikuwa nishalay borders. Ashajua. She knew how I was
Jack
coming.
Msingi.
I just didn't say, would you be my girlfriend?
Yes.
I was just playing on the fence knowing, this guy is coming. So I was just giving her a warning, just in case you want to change your mind, I am coming.
Yes.
Give me a heads up.
August is when now he first asked me, now will you be my girlfriend? And he made it clear we are dating for marriage. If you are not here for marriage, just don't. Yeah, my aim is for marriage. Yeah.
Ile babe time unasema I took you for a candlelit dinner.
Oh, okay. Sorry. A candlelit
Yes.
dinner. Yes.
Give me them
And
flowers,
asked
baby.
me, will you be my girlfriend on his knees?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course, I've been pursuing her for this long, so I already had an idea that ako box, ako box. But I didn't want to make it casual, the same way I feel like we Nairobians do to relationships. I wanted to make my intentions clear from the get-go that, yo, I really, really like you. I really, really want to do this. And it's not for the fun, it's for the long run. In the moment I told her, would you be my girlfriend, I told her, in the span of 2 years, I want to settle down. And fortunately, once I went to Linchelosha shule yako.
Because you honestly wanted to settle down. Your time, the whole of COVID, of course, shule hatusomi. Tumeweka on a break, which means now I have an extra year to go. And my father being a kissy man, yeye tu ni masomo anafikiria. You cannot bring the agenda of marriage right now when you are still in campus.
Someone.
At you want to get married. Hey. So I had told him, hata nilikuwa nimwambia, I cannot bring this conversation with my parents. Acha ni graduate, alafu now we can start that conversation.
We made a deliberate decision to make our relationship private, in the sense that we only had very close people around us who knew for accountability purposes. Reason being, I was
You are still in that space.
Yes, I was still doing shows for TV. And to the Adventist community, I was popular. I put it with an air quote because it's here now there. So I was a bit popular, so that means I had people talk a lot about me. And I didn't want to date and then throw out to that particular space. Because she was equally popular because she's in a music group called the Messengers Ministers. And just because she's in the music community, so a lot of musicians knew her. So we didn't want to just clash and say, we are dating, then we threw it out to people. We wanted to make our relationship very intentional, that in the first year, she'd know enough about me.
Yeah.
My background, my story. So that when people out there would know that, hey, but these guys are dating, should already have known enough about me that when other things are going to come, which played out in our second year.
Because in our second year, I got people telling me, oh, you kijana kwa hivi. Like everyone had an opinion. Yes. But I had already known enough about him in the first year that ukiniambia, I was like, okay, just talk.
Like I've heard of this, and she was already warned, because I already warned her that all this is going to happen, but you already know me, you already know my story, and at least that gave us a good stability, a good start for a relationship. And I'd say the first year of our relationship, it was beautiful, but it also had its rough patches, because we're still dating technically away. So there was a lot of financial implication of, babe, I've missed you. You come see me on the next weekend. So there was the travels. That's one. Two, there's the confidence that as a man you'd get, or you know your person is 100 shillings away. Unataka tu surprise with flowers, whatever. But we are huko mbali. Konjoro.
Yeah.
So that a bit also took a toll on us, but it wasn't significant as much for us to question our relationship.
Yes.
But considering we started off with a very intentional note, we were like, unajua ni aje ni sawa, uko shule ni sawa, me I'm out here grinding, let us let us be faithful with each other and give account to each other, and also our friends who we gave them the privilege of being in that circle, help us be accountable to each other.
For sure.
Yeah, that was our first dating
so
year.
I think in now our second year, because now this was the point where I'm now in my 5th year, I'm completing school. We want now to start discussing about getting married and everything and doing this whole process. So our second year I think it was more of a planning year and saying this is what we want to do in our next year. We had even set dates. We had said, I want to come and see your parents this time. I want to go and see your mom this time. I want us to get married this period. I want us to have paid dowry this. Like I will say, it was more of planning. So we were on planning financially, planning spiritually, how we are going to do things and everything. So it was more of a planning year.
And also getting into that mental space, because I also, if you can recount, babe, in the second year, that's when we had like the longest fights. You remember the 5 months?
Yes.
Because there's a period that we actually fought for very long, for 5 months. And I think, I always say this, babe, kama tuko chana your time. Because it was every week, tunapigana. Like there's always an argument.
And it made me realize, even when we now moved even to our wedding planning, that we used to be told, hii period mtapig, ndio time shetani anataka kuwatenganisha. And I realized it was during our wedding, even our wedding period, tulikuwa tunakonsana. Anataka ikala mistaki. Anataka, like, it was so rough, even in the planning. Because now I realize, huyu amekujana na analogies of where he comes from, and this is what he thinks should be done. Mimi pia nimekuja na idea zangu na penye natoka, and this is how I want things to be done. So we will clash on opinions, and that was such a big deal. So, I graduated in 2022 of July is when now I graduated. So, this whole period that we are dating, I've only told my brother, my elder brother. Yeye pekee ndo anajua.
Team Rogers.
Hey.
Good guy.
Wazazi wa Kisii. Hey. So, I was not ready to have this conversation with my parents. I just wanted, wacha nivae gown, niwalete certificate. Then we can start this date. On his end, everyone knew we were dating.
This is the person I am bringing home.
Even actually before I graduated, I had met the mom. I had met the mom. But yeye sijamsema kwetu. So after
ulikuwa unanificha kama tuko kwa TV, unanificha tu babe.
Hiyo period yenye naenda ku graduate, that's now when I actually told my mom. So of course I started with my mom, nikamwambia kuna huyu mtu. My mom obviously knew him because he's been watching his shows. Yeah, so when I told him, my first fear of telling my parents that I'm getting married was if they will say I was too young, because at that time we got married when I was 25. Yeah, I was, I think, 25 at that point. So I was like, will they say I'm too young to get married? Yeah, so when I told my mom, the first thing she said, she was like, you're actually of age. So I was like, phew, it's a good start.
It's a good start.
Yeah, and then now I went and told my dad, hey, my dad, ungengoje ufanye masters, ungefanya nini.
Typical
African parent. But then I felt also from my dad, based on how he was speaking, I'm the only girl. I felt like it was just hard for him to now acknowledge that I'm letting you go. On my graduation day, I told my dad he will be coming to my graduation with some of his friends. Not that you speak of anything, just you know that he's the one. Yeah, and of course he came during my graduation. Your time, wamama wote washajua ni yeye. Hadi wana whisper. Yule.
Mwenye mevaa miwani. Huyo.
Yeah. But he came, and then my dad, we went to our living room. Wakaongea. My brother introduced him. That day my dad was so serious, hata kuongea anything, si ndio?
Alikuwa amekaa tu
hivi. Hakusema anything.
Kato amekaa na here's the thing. He wasn't mad and he was not smiling. Alikuwa tu anakuangalia tu. Hiyo time ndo nilikuwa nimekaa the age of me. Kijana humble, polite, yani of best character, just with my sitting position.
Yeah, so now after we talked, we now started planning of now the first meetup where his family, his mom, the brothers will now come to our home. Yeah, he had to have his uncles again because his dad is late, so his uncles had to come.
So me from jump, I knew like this is the person I'm going to settle with, and I actually did lay structures down and tell babe, so this is how we're going to go about it. She met my brother, met my amazing sister-in-law. Alikuwa shanza kuchezana na watoto before. Then now here's the thing. My girlfriend then had a problem with meeting my mom because all women want validation from the mother-in-law. So nizile
and then come watch Nigerian movies, unajuanga au mother-in-law wabaya. So I was like, hey, oh my God. So
she had that fear, which I understood, but I was not fueling that fear because I'm like, oh, mama, mkoni atakuuma. So finally she agreed to come home. Na yes, baby tulikuandalia.
I know, familia yote ilikuwa wakanichia.
The whole family, my brother.
And I came alone.
Yes. Akakaribishwa kama mbunge. Mbunge. We ate, we had fun, we joked. It now came to the point where she needed to answer some questions. Ayo party ilikuwa na nibamba. Reason being, so I am good with Kisii. Not the best, but I can
speak your mother tongue.
I can speak my mother tongue. So I also nilikuwa najua background yetu, that whole family trend that. I knew that. On the other side, nikiwete wa mother tongue baya sana. Na initially hiyo wiki alikuwa shaka uliza mpaka bro, bro kwetu ni wapi? Our clan ni gani? Kamba nani ni all these things.
Because clan is such a big deal. It's such a big deal. There are clans that cannot intermarry. Yes. So, yeah.
So, alikuwa kiwete, but me I knew, but I wouldn't give it satisfaction nikujibie. Wacha ujikange tu nione vile unajiokota. So anyway, they had a small tete-a-tete hapo tukio kwa nyuma, but haikuisha. And nikajua the only way itaisha. Mother ilienda kitchen. Actually tulikuwa tumekula before, so we're not preparing for dinner. But sasa you guys had to come and cook.
Yeah.
So mother ilienda kitchen kupika. Kama baby bukuja jikoni ndani. Kwa heri.
So he left us with the mom. Oh my God.
So I left her with
Jesus.
mom. Na funny enough, mother ilikuwa shapika mboga. Nini ilikuwa imebaki?
Ugali. Sasa maji kwa hapo ninaona maji imekuwa. Paka namwambia maji imekuwa. Akaniambia sawa, anza kupika.
Best time.
Oh my God. In my head I was telling myself,
you would think I was around.
This is a test. Na hiyo siku unadhani umeiva kupika ugali. Hiyo siku ugali hivi. Unajishuku, unajiambia imeiva poa ama inanuka ama inuki.
At least ile fienye ulikuwa nayo.
Because we realized my mother-in-law is so anapenda ma story. Yeye pia ni mtu wa ma story. So it was such a nice conversation. I had a good time. The fear ilisha. Yeah, so basically that's how I met my mother-in-law.
Ana alisonga ugali.
Yes.
Inailiva.
Ugali inailiva. Nilijia.
After kujidoubt mara 68.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, so that was it. So after now meeting my dad, we planned, so they came with the uncles. So in such meetings when they come for us Kisii culture, he doesn't speak. Yeah, ananyamaza tu, wanaongelelea, wanaongea. Hata hawezi cheka.
Mimi na ide copies, same WhatsApp.
Anakaa tu. Yeye na bulb wako the same. Yetu ni kuangalia. Nasikia mnasema nini. Yeah, so after that, we agreed now it was going to be things about the dowry. So for us, our dowry, our parents negotiated themselves.
Yeah.
His mom and my dad, that was it. Like we didn't involve so many parties. Yeah, so we had dowry kuja kuchukuliwa ndio tuka involve now my uncles again in the Kisii culture. Dowry babangu na uncles wangu na my brother wanaenda kwao kuchukua dowry. Yeah, so it's not taken from the girl side, and us we don't go, so they went to take the dowry. and they stay outside the gate paka wapewe dawari ndio wataingia wakule. If they don't, they do just go back. Yeah.
Mtaambia watu kitu biliambia.
Sio funny like
So apparently haufai kufanya nini kwa in-laws?
Manze you're not supposed to defecate in in-laws.
So amekazwa kwenda tuka yesi.
So, first of all, my proposal again was in Nakuru. Ulikuwa unajituma, was in Nakuru.
I was intentional, yo.
Yeah, and then he made sure that my close friends, my close family were there. My cousin was there, La Vista, my shemeji bestie, my brother-in-law, my nephew alikuwa hapo, and then my singing group that I sing with, wote walikuja. He made sure they were there. So how he planned it, singing group nye naimba nao Junior Nakuru, tuliambiwa tuko na Thanksgiving na tunafaa kuvaa vizuri. Hadi tukaambiwa watu andike jina, and I was the secretary. So my name was first on the list. Watu andike jina, so tunaenda hiyo Thanksgiving, itakuwa Nakuru and everything. So it's just kutakuwa na dinner, so dress your best and everything. So that morning when I'm traveling to Nakuru, he left. Tuliniambia unaenda wapi? Kwa madhi?
I was going to see my mom.
Yeah, kumbe hiyo ameamka mapema, amepick brother yangu, amepick brother yake, wameanza safari ya kwenda Nakuru. So walitutangulia. So mimi nikangojea beshte yangu mwenye kumbe pia alikuwa kwa plan, so yeye ananichelewesha. Tukaenda sasa na yeye Nakuru. So reaching Nakuru, we meet with the choir that I'm supposed to sing with. So we are heading to the hotel where the proposal is supposed to be. So hiyo time yetu tulipanda tuk-tuk. So nimekaa na chairman Amo na nimekaa na Adams. So our chairman is like, hey, na meet by the simu yako inakuanga na video kali, tebu nione zile video litake. So when he takes my phone, akaeka kwa mfuko. Na venye tulifika kwa venue akashuka akaenda na simu. So tukapandishwa huko juu. So tumekaa tunangojea. So hiyo time at rooftop amempanga proposal. Then wakasema Adams came, and then he told us, so guys, we are going to meet somebody who wants to sponsor our group. Bedeka unataka kusponsor group yetu kuja tu. So we are going to meet somebody who wants to sponsor our group. Sasa tunataka Michelle Joani secretary, utambiana history ya group yetu venye ilikuwa. Alibakisha tukawa watatu hapo wenye wataongea.
Ngoja kidogo. Footnote. So just to give you context, I was proposing to her kwa hoteli. Hiyo hoteli ilikuwa na floors kama 4. So when they came to the hotel, because I was already there, naomba nilitoka mapema asubuhi. Mimi nilitoka ninaenda kuona mamangu in the name of kuona mamangu, but I was traveling to Nakuru. I left her in Nairobi. She knows, I know she's going to Nakuru. Me, I'm going to be Nairobi, but nilitangulia to Nakuru. And then tukafika kwa hoteli. Now the proposal ilikuwa happen second floor. Now they came to the hotel, but they didn't come they came all the way to fourth floor. So the reason simu yake ilichukuliwa, I was doing all these things live on TikTok. Yes. Now, if she was to be on her phone, ange notice. Unfortunately, there's someone who in the choir almost licked it off. But ilionekana, like the chairman and Adams, they noticed, wakaseize the opportunity, and they neutralized the whole story. She didn't get to notice.
No, I knew, because Val came and say, Val alikuwa text Queen akamwambia, hey, naona chairman ako live on TikTok. Yes. So Queen akamwambia, hey, ati Amo ako live on TikTok. So venye Val amekuja anamwambia, kwani Amo alikuwa, mimi sijasema mtu alikuwa live, like waliruka story ni kama it never happened.
It never happened. So that's why simu yake ilichukuliwa. So hiyo time mwenye alikuwa ananiambia tunaenda kumit sponsor, walikuwa wanataka 4th floor kwa rooftop, wanateremka to 2nd floor. Asa secretary amebaki huko nyuma.
Sasa venye tumefika, Adams akasema wacha secretary achangulie, alafu si wengine ndio tufuate, the members are already inside. So tumefika kufungua mlango.
Ngoja. So members most members knew they're coming to meet a sponsor. So when they walked in, they saw it's a whole proposal. So shh. They walked in now, they knew what's happening.
Yeah, anyway, so they opened the door and surprise! It was my proposal. Alafu, ngwenye nilivaa that day, I lived the same. So, people thought at first that it was planned, but it was not honestly. Again, alikuwa anajua. Juu mimi nilivaa yeye, make sure he chose it intentionally. Yeah, so basically that's how he proposed with everyone I wanted. He used to ask me, oh, kiproposal unaweza taka nani wakue. So he made sure all those people, I told him, walikuwa hapo kwa hiyo proposal. Yeah, so basically that was it. Sasa planning venye tumeshamaliza dawari, so of course it's getting tailors, knowing what you want, what vendors you want, nini. Hiyo planning yote. Shetani akasema, nyinyi wawili kujeni hapa.
Kaka kwa ile kiti.
Yaani kila siku hakuna siku shetani alikuwa anasema mnalala na amani.
Leo
amjakosana. Hebu nitafute kitu mkosane. So there was always something to argue about during that period. Oh, he wants this. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want this. Oh, kuna huyu venda amefanya nini? Oh, kuna huyu amefanya nini? I remember even one of our friends was doing our program for the wedding. So I had texted him how I want the program to be. Akanipigia akaniambia, naona hizo vitu ni mingi sana, hatuwezi weka kwa program. At that point I'm mad. Hadi nikamwambia, Mose, ukipanga harusi yako utajiwekea program venye unataka. Mimi yangu ndio nataka ikae hivyo. Like that was my line to, cause during weddings una advise na watu 1 million. Kila mtu ako na advice ni anataka kukupatia opinion na na expect ufanye hivyo. So I will tell people, ini harusi yangu wacha tulipange venye nataka. Yeah, but that was the challenging bit about the wedding.
But that also doesn't mean that we closed off receiving advices.
Yeah.
It is all about how you approached us.
Yes.
Because kuna watu walikuwa wanakuja, you realize wewe ni kazi unatafuta, which it's okay, but you're not really serving us.
Yes.
You're serving yourself.
Yes.
There are also people who wanted to relive their weddings in hours.
Yes.
Which that also was ilikuwa to, like, we could see it from afar and would just call it off at jump, like, good idea, try it on the next one, but this one we're going it this way.
Yes, support system was
Like,
amazing,
like,
from our friends,
yes.
from our family. They came through in a big way. Yeah.
And also, no, kuna swali moja yenye watu hustle nayo. How do you choose your bridal team? First, it was very simple. We wanted to choose people who we are going to work with into marriage.
Yes.
Not our friends that, hey, we were single together, ukioa unawadichi wote. We didn't want that. We wanted to have someone who has been with us during our dating
and now is working with us
and
in
is working
marriage.
with us in marriage. They don't have to be married. They didn't have to be married. But with the fact that we could actually include you in our lives. And also this, I call it a fallacy that once you're married, you close off all your single people. For us, it didn't make sense. Ni zile za nimeoa, si eti nimeenda jela. You are still my friend. So if we could be friends before, and
that worked out for us
a lot. Because our bridal
even
team
our
also,
friend, like one of our bridal friends, also met their wife in our wedding. They got married. We were their best
literally
couple.
1 year later.
Literally, they wedded on our date, like a day after our wedding, on our anniversary.
Yeah.
And they met in our wedding. So it was good. Ekaragerio, we can't speak much about it because we didn't want a big thing. Unaona venye rasho fanywa kubwa. Sisi hatukuwa tunataka hiyo. Sisi tulikuwa tunataka tu brother wake, uncles wake, babangu, uncles wangu hivyo. We just did something small, very 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 neat close, and that was it.
Rather mtu mwenye anataka kuwatch na tuko YouTube channel yetu hiyo.
And it was not a big thing.
Yeah.
So our wedding day, for me, it was personally beautiful. The only thing about our wedding day was I was tired. I think from the planning and like when you two pastor nikisema I now pronounce you husband and wife. I even told my husband, what to when they home? Like, why do you even have a reception? Like, I was honestly tired. I was like, can we just go home right now? Like, I was honestly tired. By the time we were getting to photo session, I was tired. Because I was smiling. Because, you know, on your wedding day, you have to keep smiling at everyone. You cannot be, hey, nilikuwa nimesmile, paka nimechoka. Like, okay, this is enough. I was honestly tired. By the time tuliambiwa tu husband and wife, I was tired. But generally, the day was so beautiful. It was amazing. Of course, there are things, if I was to do a wedding right now again, there are things I learned from my wedding experience that I will not carry them on.
For me, if she was tired 10%, I was tired a lot more. Because harusi ilikuwa toka Nairobi. Ikifanywa
na kutoka Nairobi. Again, because in the Kisi culture, harusi inafanywa kwa kina msichana.
Yes.
Yeah, so they had to come all the way to Nakuru.
And that morning was not a very pleasant morning. Kulikuwa na mist.
Yes.
Na gari nilikuwa nayo, I had to drive.
He's the one who drove on
I had to drive on my wedding day. But regardless, I wouldn't have had it any other way because it was still beautiful. I enjoyed that day. For me, I think one of the highlights ni time niliambiwa. Hata si before, I think I had 2 highlights. Ile yenye wazazi wanauliza naye anapeana. Alafu naambiwa shukuru wazazi, alafu enda sana msichana. It felt so nice. Like nimepatiwa mtu in broad daylight. I'm not going to explain to nobody. This is her. Alafu on exchanging the vows. For me, it really meant a lot. And I could see how I am giving myself away for life, which really meant a lot. But I wouldn't say any less. Like the wedding day was amazing. But did you have any expectations walking into marriage?
Walking into marriage, honestly, I had 0 expectations for me, but my husband had expectations.
I can explain, bana bebu sianzi.
For me, I did not have any expectation. Like me, nilikuwa naona tu nikaa tuna date bado. Like nothing much has changed apart from we are living together and everybody knows about it. That is what has changed. Yeah. And everyone knows we are married. That's it.
I'd say yes, I had expectations. I won't lie. I mean, we're still in Africa. And the narrative that you have been sold to as African men is not the best, you know. So, of course, nilikuwa na ile notion ya now that I'm the man of the house, there's that. And wanting to see my girlfriend be a wife in a snap. You know, now performing the household duties as if like she was born for this,
Yes.
Not knowing that it was a journey. So I came to realize that like a few months into our marriage, but I'd say the first few months they were beautiful. Kwa sababu hapo tuna date, babe nileke chai shika. Like hakukuwa na pressure the first month.
Yeah.
But after honeymoon kamepunga, so now let's get into the bustle of life. Then I now go to the default African man and I realize this is not going to work. And I think after that's when we went to see Pasi.
Yes.
For our how can I call it? Post-counseling session. I'll actually give a shout out to Pastor Peter Nyaga.
Yeah.
He took us through counseling session, premarital counseling session, that he gave us a lot. Kuna cases za nililale masikio, that's where expectations ilinigonga hapo mbele. But after kwanza hiyo post counseling ilinifurahisha.
About our post counseling, we try and do it very quite often. Pasi ananiulizanga sasa Sam amekosea nini period, na like hiyo time nafungua roho nasema kila kitu amenifanyia. So that's one thing I appreciate. So he was able to talk to him and tell him I was not born a wife. Of course, I'm not going to come here and already know how to be a wife. You have to give me grace. The same way I have to give him grace to be a husband and to be the man of the home. Yeah. So basically for me, I will say the best way to create time together is when we are doing house chores at home. He has not put it at my responsibility or my duty. You'll find most of the time when I'm in the kitchen, if I am cooking and I'm saidia kukosha dishes, tunapiga story your time. If I am doing this, he's there. If I'm making the bed, he intentionally comes and says, wacha nishike side ingine, wewe shike your side ya bed. let's do it together. So doing these things in the house together also gives us quality time together, because tunapiga story, tuko zile kuna TikTok niliona sijui nini, so it creates for us a time frame, and then every time when we are not together, kama nimeenda job ya ameenda shughuli gani, tukifika jioni we put our phones aside and we are like, so how was your day? We start making stories, namwambia job ndio ilifanyika, this is what happened, and he tells me the same. Yeah.
And you see, a funny thing, Hollywood and other houses have peddled this narrative that how you spend quality time or how do you spend time together is you have to go out, you know, mulipie bill expensive and such things. But what we've realized for us, and I think this has made our marriage joyous, is the little things we do them together.
Yeah.
The little things we do dishes together. Yani hiyo tu kufuatana kufanya all these things together has made our marriage a lot comfortable. It's not like now it has given us time to now say, hey babe, tumekaa kwa nyumba sana, tunaenda tukakule nje. You know, hey babe, tumepika kwa nyumba, yani hata ijuka imeona moto, tunaenda tukakule. Just doing these things together has added quality into our lives. It has given us. Juicy, my wife was telling me, hey babe, by the way, I've never really appreciated you, that you how I've helped her with house chores in the house. And when we recount back, we look at, like, we've had very amazing experiences when we're doing these small things that are considered untraditional. So for us, that has really helped us, you know, say we've spent good time together and not doing it in the stereotype way, but do it in our way.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. I think what I have learned, especially about my husband, he is very patient. My husband is so patient. Not only with me, even with people around. Like, unaweza mbo, lakini my husband is patient with you. You see that saying of once bitten, twice shy? My husband, once bitten, twice confident. He will give you a chance. Like, yeye anakupatia 1 million chances. Like, unaweza mbo leo, lakini kesho, bado atakusali. Yeah, he will give you chances. He's patient. Yeah, that's one thing I've learned with you.
I like that, but I also don't like that, because it also gives people room to now mess with.
Yes.
But one thing I've also learned about my wife is how passionate she can be, because I've seen how she has. I see how she does her surgeries and stuff like that, and I see also how she's devoted with making our home an amazing experience. I mean, I'm always in awe. Like I see her going to do surgeries, I'm like, hey, yani, hii paka igejo tu vile igeongea, ingesema I'm in the best hands. Just seeing how passionate she is with what she's doing, that gives me the drive and the thrill to know, hey, Mazi, we need to push this. We need to continuously do what we love the best.
Of course, we argue quite a lot. I mean, if you don't argue, there's somebody who's faking it. Yeah, we argue quite a lot. But just acknowledging that this is where I said, and acknowledging that this is where I went wrong, this is where I crossed the boundaries, that has helped us a lot. And then another thing, even in our conflicts, we never hit below the belt. Yeah. I never go at him either with abusive words or just hitting below the belt and making him feel less of a man or my husband.
Or using confidential information to attack.
Yes.
Just putting that aside. And also something that has helped us with conflict resolution is knowing there is an issue and there's a person.
Yes, you are dealing with the issue, not
You're dealing
the person.
with the issue. Hii sile nasema I'm displaying them, natoa makosa. Hapana.
Yeah.
No, makosa iko kando. We both deal with the issue. Then we both take accountability to how we got to that part and actually laying steps not to get back to that.
And learning to be specific. That was something nilikuanga ule mtu wa, ukileta issue, nakumbuka 5 years ago, na leta hiyo issue. But then, sitting with our pastor, he made us know why for even for men, it's important that you deal with a specific issue. Stop bringing issues that happened 4 years ago. You ungesema hiyo 4 years ago yako. So learning to talk about the specific issues.
So forget the bliss that dating has. In marriage, that's when you actually face serious things.
Yes.
And you need to have that fortitude and intentionality to be able to face them. Yeah.
Number one, babe, you are my husband. You are my pillar. You are ule mtu mwenye nikijua niko in trouble, this is my go-to person. This is the person that I'm going to go to. And I think I've told you this before. You see the movie of Lion King, when now the Simba goes and he has been told a lot to go to a park where there are hyenas and everything, and the hyenas start mocking him and they're telling him, give the loudest roar you have. And he's a cub, so of course he can't. So he tries the first time in a sound kama a cat meowing, and they laugh at him, they mock him. He tries the second, they mock him. Now the third, he says, I'm going to close my eyes and give it my all, you know? I'm going to close my eyes and roar the best that I can give. And so when he closes and roars, a big roar is heard. For a moment he thinks it's him, but kumbe babake ndo alikuwa nyuma yake and he gave the big roar. So for me, it reminds me every time that even in moments where I feel I cannot do it, you are at my back. You are the one who is roaring. That you've held me. So I'm reminded that of you every day, and you're the best thing that has happened to my life. Yeah.
I look at how far we have come. I look at how promising our
The
future
looks
is.
like, yeah.
I sometimes look at you and shed a tear, not a tear of pain, but a tear of, so this is what I was not experiencing in the wake of I want to be single and with and all these things. There are places that you've been able to elevate me and made me realize who I am and what I'm really good at. And you've always directed me towards, babe, this is not the best for you. And just having that true north in a compass has helped me navigate life in a more intentional way. And I don't think I would have done it any other better way if you're not in my life. So
Thank you, baby.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Yes.